What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. The lead attorney had a stream yesterday that was about 4 hours long. It has over 180,000 views right now. And he was discussing the ordeal going on with Fresh and Fit. And Fresh and Fit had submitted a myriad of copyright complaints to YouTube. And this was more or less in retaliation to the negative criticisms that some of the reaction channels do with their content. So let's say, for example, somebody such as Duke and Don or Auburn Preach or Playback. You know, what they do is they take Fresh and Fit's original content and then they transform it, and the reactions that they may give might be pejorative towards Fresh and Fit. So, and even though this is under what is the fair use guidelines, because it is transformative, they're adding their own content to it, Fresh and Fit took this personal. And so in doing so, they submitted all of these copyright claims against many people. Now, at first, some particular YouTubers received copyright strikes, but as Fresh and Fit kept the assault going, YouTube noticed the insurmountable number of complaints that they were submitting and said, wait a minute, we believe that you guys are abusing the copyright system. So that's what happened. And then, once they got to the lead attorney, then, basically he was able to show that YouTube had actually turned their position against Fresh and Fit and said, you know what, if you guys don't delete these copyright claims within 7 days, you're going to get your channel removed. Now, in that particular stream, around the 3 hour and 11 minute mark, came Kevin Samuels, all right? And Kevin Samuels was being accused of doing the same thing because Fresh and Fit were coming and saying, listen, use our content, we're going to strike you. And then what people were saying about Kevin Samuels, well, he does the same thing, and I believe what Fresh and Fit was saying, well, he does the same thing that we're doing. Which is not true, all right? There are videos that are out there that are calling Kevin Samuels, everything but a child of God gay. He's a beta male. People are reacting to his content in a negative fashion. People even go steal his Instagram lives and re-upload it and stuff like that. And Kevin doesn't do anything when it comes to people who react to it. Here's what Kevin Samuels will do. If you take his complete live videos from his channel, re-upload the whole thing, and he gets aware of it or notification of that, then he can strike the video down because now you're trying to take away from his money. That's a different thing, okay? You're trying to take away from his money. Now, what does he say? If you want to use my content, email me. I will give you the permission to do so. And sometimes when people cannot get to Kevin Samuels because they're busy, some people will ask me, like, hey, listen, I know you have a relationship with Kevin Samuels. Can you ask him, is it okay for me to use the content? I've done that with several people. And then when I talk to him, or if he calls, or if I call him and say, hey, such and such YouTuber wants to know if you can respond to this content. And they'll say yes. And what Kevin will do is he'll be aware of the YouTuber. Sometimes he'll go over there and he'll comment on the video. He's a nice guy like that. But what people are trying to say, including Fresh and Fit, you're trying to say that Kevin Samuels goes around and does what you're doing, which is submitting copyright claims because you don't like the creator or because you feel that they have a negative commentary on your behavior. So because of that, let's just pretty much say what it is. Let's be little girls. Let's go ahead and say that, these guys are using our content and it's retaliatory. So instead of, doing that, let's censor them. Let's censor what they have to say about us. So any of you guys react to what we're doing, we're going to censor you. We're not going to give you the opinion. And YouTube is saying, hey, you can't do that. Because even Fresh and Fit themselves, they react to people's stuff all the time. And sometimes it's not pretty, right? Sometimes if they're particular people that they feel that they're simps, or, hey, this guy's not real appeal, he's simping too much, and they'll go ahead and they'll blast the people. At least Auburn Preach has at least 6 examples of them doing so. But the reality is that it's retaliatory. And listen, there are guys who have taken my content. I don't like them. Now, I will have a problem if you just take my content and just kind of re-upload it. That's different. But if you take my content, something that I post up, you re-upload it or you react to it, and even if it's something that's negative towards me, I won't do anything about it. But now, if you start to do something such as, okay, we're going to take his content, this guy is the R word, and which I believe is going too far. Calling somebody, RAPIST, I don't care if it's Fresh and Fit or anybody else. I mean, I don't think that's the truth. So, I agree. You should never call somebody a killer or a molester or anything like that. That's completely different. But even then, what would that be? That would most likely be a community guideline strike issue. But I can see somebody giving you a copyright for that because, they don't want that video of them out. What I'm seeing with people that have responded to Fresh and Fit, and I've watched the playback, I've watched Spencer Cornelia, I don't believe that these people are calling them these sorts of names. That's not what this is. I don't believe that it's jealousy for the creators that I'm finding out. It could be some of the smaller channels are jealous, rightfully so. But playback, I don't think so. Like Agent 00 is bigger than Fresh and Fit and makes probably way more money and has made more money for a long time. Auburn Preach, not jealous. They have given shout outs to smaller YouTubers. They have a completely different fan base. They have a completely different style of content than Fresh and Fit. That's also the truth. Somebody such as Spencer Cornelia, I do not believe he is jealous. He gets plenty of views on what he does. So he's definitely also not jealous of them. He's a content creator. I believe he calls it for how he sees it. And why does he call it that way? Because Fresh and Fit have plenty of evidence that's before us. Anybody that can see that what you guys are doing doesn't make sense. That you've been hypocritical. That you have lied. There's evidence of that. So, what happens is you don't like that. And the real person that you should be trying to censor is yourself. Censoring these other YouTubers, they wouldn't have anything to say if you were not making a fool of yourself. The reason why they have something to say about you is based on your actions alone. And then again, here comes the unaccountability factor that started the demise of Fresh and Fit in the first place. Unaccountable for what you do. You believe that the world revolves around you. Everybody else is the problem except for you, but you're the people that keep having these same problems. But oh, by the way, let's keep blaming, these women and these bimbos for, for what they do. And I'm just using that in their voice because that's what it is. It's these women's problem. They're this and that. But like, who wants to deal with a man that can't be accountable for his actions? And that's what these guys are. These guys are in the manosphere community, and I will call it the greater manosphere because it's not really black manosphere. Like, there's no accountability for what you guys do. If there's an apology, it's always like, oh yeah, but you know what? I have like 30 hours of live streams of what? No, like you guys are dropping the ball. So because you've dropped the ball, other content creators who don't like you for whatever reason, because of how your platform is, because they feel that it's disrespectful to people or disrespectful to women, I mean, that's why you're getting this sort of work right now. And again, it's a difference between fair use versus retaliation, or fair use versus censorship. And I believe that was explained very well, as Kevin Samuels would say, unequivocally, on the Lead Attorney Show. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high.